There basically were 2 pilots made for this show. Except that's actually a lie because there were 3.
Your reign of terror is over!
No! The Lily Moose Super Action Adventure Squad! And Guano!
Before the show was on Nicktoons, it was originally going to be on MTV. For a long time, the MTV pilot was known to exist, but in 2017, a rough cut of the pilot was uploaded to YouTube by Sergei Aniskov, the director of every episode of Kappa Mikey. The differences are insane, so let's talk about it. I think the most interesting thing about the MTV pilot is how it makes me view the Nicktoons pilot, since they were written for different demographics. In the sizzle reel, Larry Schwartz says,
I think that any kid that has had to make new friends, move to a new town, go to a new school, will be able to really relate to exactly what Mikey Simon is going through.
A few plots of the early episodes stem from this central idea of fitting in. Mikey needs a new apartment, but he doesn't fit in with his new roommates. The gang need to drive somewhere, but Mikey doesn't fit in, physically into their car, but also he doesn't fit in with their already established relationships and routines. And in the pilot, Mikey's insecurity about not fitting in as a real actor makes him want to leave for America. The final pilot is also just a more complete story overall. Mikey is told he can't act, becomes a celebrity, messes up, is told he can't act, and then learns a lesson about not giving up. This one's about fighting robots and vampires. Not that that's bad, it's just interesting to compare the differences. Though, I'll be honest, when I first watched this pilot, I thought the version we got was missing some scenes. I watched it assuming that in a final version, things like the abrupt cut from Mikey being homesick to Mikey visiting a vampire's apartment would have had a scene or two in between to help explain what's going on, or that there'd be a scene that explains how the cast knew about the vampire and how they knew to go to his island mansion instead of his city apartment, which is where he was meeting him, but no, apparently this pilot was always supposed to be 14 minutes, and this is it. This is the whole plot. So if the first version of the Nicktoons pilot was anything like this, then I'm starting to see what those pacing issues might have been. Oh, and of course, the designs are very different here. Mikey wears an absolutely hideous shade of green and kind of a reddish purple. I don't even know what to call these colors. Dark chartreuse and plum. I'll compare the rest of the differences in his costume when we see the other early Mikey designs, so until then, Guano has a— wait, no, I'm sorry, I can't move on. Just look at these colors. It looks like baby diarrhea and cranberry sauce. Okay, I'm sorry, okay. Guano has a different body shape, a shorter tail, a different gem, markings on the face, and large anime eyes instead of dot eyes. Mitsuki has a different haircut with pink in it, and she has more cleavage. Lily's outfit looks like what would become her final street clothes, but interestingly, we never see the anime characters change into their normal clothes in this pilot. Mikey is the only one who ever changes outfits here, which means that Gonard is always purple and beastly. Gonard also has a much more squashed face, different hair, and his armor resembles Saiyan armor much more, although not nearly as much as it did in the MTV sizzle.